Let's get ready to rumble! Round 15, ladies and gentlemen. Round 15, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to rumble! In the right corner. In the right corner, gig companies, Uber and Lyft. In the left corner, wearing the black trunks, out of California, USA, the drivers, the hard-working drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble? And boxers, touch hands, show gloves. Let's go, California. My friends, we're in that final round. Round 15. Guess what? They just spent another 20 million. Yes, you heard me right. They are now up to $220 million. That's not 220, that's million, right? And California, you guys are out there in the outside of the boxing ring, watching the fight, right? And when the judges make their final decision after the final bell, after this final round, right? We got to go all in, my friends, right? Do not let your guard down. You have the most powerful boxing gloves in the world, right? And they are called no fear, and they are called social media. On your left hand, you got a glove that says no fear. And on your right hand, you have a glove that says social media. Swing it, club it, jab it, uppercut it, hit it, whatever you have to do. Do not let your guard down. You got to go till the final bell. Right, so yesterday, I made a promise. Spent the entire day on this, right? The entire day. I researched every single Uber attorney and counsel, every single one. And I made a video against them, starting with the main culprit here, Tony, right? This is the other channel, which I call the feeder channel, right? This is social media. And I went up and I've probably shot over 50 videos yesterday. They're all stacked up underneath that main video. There they are, all stacked up, right? Every single one, I'm going to call them out, right? I call them the disgraced attorneys, right? Because, ladies and gentlemen, fact is, this is a fact. On October the 1st, 2020, a law was put into effect called AB5 by California. And people like Tony West, people like Samantha Say, people like Roxanne Iran, people like Randall Heimovicki, people like Michael Fang, people like Marion DeMeslon, people like Lisa Tsay, people like Katie Weitzman, people like Joshua Volkamir, people like Jason Birch, people like Jane Lee, people like Irva Crockfield, people like Emily Schumann Smith, people like Divya Mittal, people like Claire Flaw Egan, people like Caitlin Yates, people like Brendan Heron, people like Anne Dahlgren, people like Angela Corridon, people like Alexis Sorokov, people like Amy Kotari, people like Alexandria Sepulveda, people like Amos Davis, people like Juan Valdeviso, people like Matt Capers, people like Stephanie Tomal Vital, people like Seema Raina, people like Sajal Shah, people like Tony West. Don't believe that the law applies to them. They're above the law, right? And usually if you think you're above the law, you know, there are rules of professional conduct set up by the state of California, by the state bar. And when you don't follow those rules, and when you conspire to hurt people, you lose your license. So I asked the California State Bar of California, why have these people not lost their license? Because they're acting above the law. What makes them so special, ladies and gentlemen? What makes them so special? And we got to keep on fighting, my friends. We cannot put our gloves down, right? They are outspending us. They are outspending us 50 to 1. 50 to 1, right? We've spent about $4.5 million. They have spent $220 million. But I tell you, the way you fight the battle on the street, right? The way you fight the battle on the street will determine the winner. It doesn't matter if they spend another $200 million on this. I don't know why the other second live feed is not going. I've got 2 feeds going here. But we got to keep on clubbing. Cannot take our guard down, ladies and gentlemen. You got to keep on swinging, right? So that's why I made a video for every single one of these individuals. And here were my talking points, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very simple. I urge you, and I've been in many, many social media rooms, on Facebook, on Twitter. I've been all over duking it out, and most often in a friendly way with yes on 22 voters, making Californians understand, right, that this campaign was funded by Uber, right? It's controlled by Uber. In 2005 and 2006, big oil, the pharmaceutical companies, the tobacco companies spent between $95 and $105 million to try and buy your vote. Californians didn't fall for it. And I'm asking Californians not to fall for the $220 million campaign that they have orchestrated. Yesterday, breaking news, yesterday, right? California won in appeals court. Yesterday, we found out that Tony West and his legal cockroaches, they set up a legal identity called a non-profit company. And they sent millions and millions of yes on 22 votes to your doorstep, California, through the United States Postal Service, through this nonprofit. And guess who picked up the tab? You, California. This is how they roll. This is the crap they do. You picking up the tab, the taxpayer. And I ask you, during the pandemic, Uber, did you pay $413 million into the health benefits for drivers? Did you do that? No, you didn't. You circumvented the law because Tony thinks he's above the law. He thinks that laws were not written for him, right? And these are facts. I'm not making this up. There is a law in effect since January the 1st, 2020. Tony West knows this. Samantha Say knows this. Roxanne Iran knows this. Randall Heimovicki knows this. Michael Fang knows this. Marian Demezlon knows this. Lisa Tsay knows this. Katie Weitzman knows this. Joshua Walkemir knows this. Jason Birch knows this. Jane Lee knows this. Irva Crockfield knows this. Emily Schumann knows this. Divya Mittal knows this. Claire Flaw Egan knows this. Caitlin Yates knows this. Brendan Herron knows this. Ann Dahlgren knows this. Angela Corridon knows this. Alexis Sorokov knows this. Amy Kotari knows this. Alexandra Sepulveda knows this. Amos Davis knows this. Juan Valdeviso knows this. Matt Capers knows this. Stephanie Tumal knows this. Samina Reiner knows this. Sejal Shah knows this. Tony West knows it. But they still act above the law. Doesn't apply for us. We don't have to comply. Wake me up here. What part am I not getting? State Bar of California. You have an army of attorneys at Uber and Lyft misclassifying drivers, pushing them down, denying them their proper earnings, denying them their voice, denying them their health care during the pandemic. Which part don't I get here to all these attorneys? And you guys think you're above the law. This is why, my friend, we turn to the streets. It gets dirty. When you're up against a $220 million war machine, it gets very, very dirty. I learned that in the slums, in the ghettos, in the township of South Africa, how dirty it can get, right? When you're up against gangs, when you're up against drug dealers, when you're up against people that try to force you out of your business, you've got to be smart, right? And I'll tell you what, we were about an army of 30 people, all armed to the T, machine guns, etc. And we fought off hundreds and hundreds of people to keep our business and keep people in place and not let the thugs in. That's when I learned how to battle, how to take the battle to the street, and how to make smart strategic moves. Because it's not always what you know, it's what you learned out on the streets. And there's no better person that understands the streets better than drivers. Drivers know the streets, right? So I urge you, use those street smarts, right? Look, like the wicked hustle guy who's like, okay, this is my calling. He goes out and makes a YouTube channel, and he brings the battle to Uber and Lyft. We need more of these heroes ready to step into the 15th round and fight and slug it out. So when the judges look at their cards, we get a unanimous decision, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're up against a $220 million as of today war machine. We have maybe spent $5 million. But one thing we have that they don't have is we have the numbers. We have the soldiers on the ground. We have the brawlers. We have the warriors that can bring them the street fight. I urge you, drivers, I urge California, start slugging it out. This is the final round before November the 3rd. What happens here determines what's going to happen to other states. Are they going to control you with their algorithms? Are they going to take your multiplier away? Are they going to pay you 30 cents a mile and only minimum wage on your engaged, driven hours with trips? Is that what you want to accept? Now, California, you see TV ads every single day. You're getting bombarded with TV ads to the point that you're sick of it. You're getting messages through your app, through your phone every single day. Fear marketing towards riders. If you don't vote with us, we are going to double your rates. Drivers, if you don't vote for us, right, you are going to be out of a job and you're going to be out of the streets. Do not buy into fear. Stand up. Be someone. Ball and battle, right? We will not buy into fear. Fear, a false illusion appearing real, right? It's just an illusion. It's just what they write. What you need to do is mount the chips, negotiate and fight. Get that no. So we're in the most powerful position with California to negotiate terms that we want. Don't let them dictate the terms on you. I've had many good conversations with real drivers, right? And after I've spoken to them and reasoned with them and presented the facts and presented links, they have switched to no, right? And, you know, this is beyond the riders and the drivers of the gig world. This is about California. This is about California bailing out Uber and Lyft and the gig companies. I ask you, where does Tony West and Dara Khosrowshahi register their patents and their company? Offshore in Ireland. And you know what they pay into the California system? You know what they pay into the United States system? 0.00. Since Uber operated, show me 1 quarter they made a profit. They never did. For 10, 12 years, they've never made a profit. Quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. Loss after loss after loss. But yet they can pay themselves those supersonic salaries. They can pay Dara Khosrowshahi and other executives over $40 million on our backs, on our works. Drivers, stand up and brawl. Take control. I spent 10 hours yesterday. It's a street fight campaign that I'm doing against all of these attorneys, because the attorneys know that they're disgraced. And ladies and gentlemen, when these attorneys, when Samantha Say, when Roxanne Iran, when Randall Heimovicki, when Michael Fang, when Marion de Meslon, and all of those others go out onto the street looking for new jobs because the sinking Titanic ship has sunk, and they're out there looking for jobs, and they're knocking at the doors of law firms. Hey, I need a job. Please grant me an interview. I hope that that law firm has morals, ethics, values, something so important in these times, right? That they say, you know what, Marion de Meslon, you know Katie Weitzman, you know Randall Heimovicki, you know Tony West. We came across videos and we saw what you did to drivers. We saw what Uber did to hardworking drivers. You denied them their rights. You denied them their earnings. You denied them their voice. You denied them their health care. There's no place for you in this new law firm. Get the hell out of my office and get back on the street and shove that attorney back out where they belong. If they cannot comply with the California law, they should not be practicing law. I welcome San Diego rideshare guy Thomas Gibson. I welcome M. Sawyer. I welcome Carson Boyd. I welcome Dan. I welcome It's Moose. I welcome Scott Tucker. I welcome all the people that I haven't called out yet. Juan Garcia, Syed Mubushar, an anonymous giraffe, Rick Nelson, Mohammed Khalil, and all the others. I welcome you here, right? And truly, you're welcome here even if you want to vote yes on 22, because if we have not convinced you on no on 22, we never will. But you're still absolutely welcome here. Come hang out. Come and mix it up. But I'm calling to action in these last few days. We today have the 24th. 7 days till Halloween. Another 3 days towards election. 10 days, amigos. 10 Tage, meine Freunde. 10 days. 10 days left, right? Treat it like round 15. Round 15, final round. Ready to rumble. Go for it. Go all in, my friends. Go all in. You have Twitter. That's one boxing ring. You have Facebook. That's another boxing ring. You have Instagram. That's another boxing ring. You have Pinterest. That's another boxing ring. You have YouTube. That's another boxing ring. You have TikTok. That's another boxing ring. And you know what all of those sites cost? Zero. It costs you the time to set up your username and password and put your first broadcast out there. Thomas did it. Thomas saw the results. Thomas got clients from that. Thomas put his word and his capabilities and his professionalism out into the social media world. Scott Tucker did it with his credit repair company. Dan did it in media very successfully, right? You go and Google Dan, the driving man, he'll show up #1 on Google. These are people that went out onto social media and pushed their voice out there because they stood for something, right? You stand for something. Paul Martin says, you are dreaming. These lawyers will all get great jobs after this. They are pros at screwing people. You know, listen, Paul Martin, I don't use surrender language, right? That is surrender language. If they want to find a job at another law firm that also screws over people, then let them move into that karmic field, right? Of going from law firm that screws people to law firm that screws people, right? But there's going to be a lot of people out of jobs. There's a lot of engineers that were substituted and their jobs were shipped over to India. Not here in the United States, no, India is profiting from that, not California. So, Paul Martin, I have news for you, buddy. You don't look like the true brawler. You do not look like the guy that I go into battle with, right? I go into battle with the people that want to stand for something, not excuses. Oh, you're dreaming. Whatever you do there is wasting your time. I tell you what, Paul Martin, I ain't wasting my time. And I'll tell you why. Because I am under their skin already. I'm living rent fucking free in their head. And they hate it because they have an ego bigger than a mountain, right? And I've got to them. And I'm getting to California voters. I walk the walk. I talk the talk. I put the money in. I put the hours in. And if you can do better, Paul Martin, I'm going to go and have a look at your channel. I'm going to click through. I want to see what videos you've made, because I have a feeling you're still dreaming. I have a feeling you're still stuck in bed. I have a feeling you haven't even woken up and had your coffee yet, while we being productive and battling. That is how we roll. Alfredo Rosales in the house. Buenos dias, senor. How are you, my friend? San Diego is so beautiful, says Danda. Now, in the background here, do yourself a favor. All of these links, I've created individual videos that I've dedicated to every single one of these disgraced attorneys, right? Every single one of them. And you know, I would think that if you're working for a company like Uber and you get the job there and know that they're in financial trouble, right? And know that their stock price is not getting out of the $35 mark. What type of attorney are you, right? Did you try and apply at Apple or at Google? Did they perhaps turn you down? Or did Uber say, hey, you know what? We'll give you 30,000 less, right, than the average salary. Come work for us because we really need you. We're in a lot of legal battles. 3 days ago, there was a $260 million lawsuit filed by drivers against California. Good luck getting out of that one. Every single week, they have another legal battle on their hands, right? But this is our battle, my friends. I am fighting for Nevada. I'm fighting for New Mexico. I'm fighting for Florida. I'm fighting for Texas. I'm fighting for New York. I'm fighting for New Jersey. I'm fighting for Colorado. I'm fighting for North Carolina. I'm fighting for South Carolina. I'm fighting for Utah. I'm fighting for Illinois, Indiana, Alabama, and all the other states that I haven't mentioned. I'm not just fighting for California because I do not want to see these companies take advantage. In fact, if we can mount the chips and get a ruling here and they comply, and apparently if you apply, what is it called? There's a institution that you can apply to get documents, you know, sort of privileged information. Apparently, in those discussions with California, they were okay with drivers setting their own rates. This is stuff hidden away. This is stuff between California and the companies. But you can get to that information. I'm just missing the name. It's an institution that you can write to get those privileged papers, right? So they are willing to allow, like right now, because of AB5, you know, their counter legal argument is with this multiplier. Hey, drivers are setting their own rates. You got to keep on fighting. Get this type of AB5 into every single state so that every single driver around the country can set their rates, right? So people, I've showed you the last week, people earning $400 a day, $700 a day, $800 a day, $900 a day because of the multiplier. I have received messages from Florida, Texas, New York. Why don't we have that here? And I say, yeah, why don't you? Right? It's because Uber has double standards. So we got to keep on fighting. Hey, there it is, Muhammad Khalil. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. I'm going to be making a video one very smart attorney wrote to the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, as Mohammed correctly said, and got correspondence between Uber and Lyft that they were willing to let drivers set their own rates. They don't tell you that because they sell you the lie, but they are willing to do that. And you know what? It all hinges on Proposition 22. They are trying so desperately to get a yes so that they don't have to comply with California. But the truth is, if we get a no, they have already said, and it's hidden behind the Freedom of Information Act and in the discussions with California, that they are willing to let Californians set their own rates. They are willing to make them true independent contractors. I am not making this crap up. That dialogue has already taken place between California and the gig companies. And the information that was requested from the FOIA, I will make a video on that because that's what they're willing to do. But they're trying to sell you the lie that you are an independent contractor. And they're telling California, we're willing to make them an independent contractor. So they very well know you are not an independent contractor because true independent contractors set their own rates. They can decline or accept a trip and they never, ever have to fear retaliation. You can drive when you want. You can drive with whom you want. All of that was hidden behind the FOIA and it came out. But the lie that they're selling you is that you're an independent contractor. Meanwhile, in the back room, they're telling California, if push comes to shove, we are willing to let drivers set their own rates. I hope we get that for New Mexico. I hope we get that for Utah, Nevada, and all the other great states and all the other great drivers in the United States, right? Welcome to K's Nation. Good to see you, my brother. We need the same movement in New York City. It's Moose says, does the institution have the name Freedom of Information Act in its name? Correct. FOIA. That's what it is. So there were discussions already taking place between California, and it was all signed and sealed. We just never saw it. And the companies went out there and said, you know, you are independent contractors, and we are going to win on this year's 22, and we are going to offer you 30 cents per mile, and we are going to offer you 120% on minimum wages only for engaged trips. And meanwhile, behind our backs, they were already telling California, if it comes to shove, we're willing to allow drivers set their own rate. Now that, my friends, is freedom when you set your own rates. I know that freedom. Thomas knows that freedom because then you're like a private limo driver. I welcome Rashim Alam to the house. He says, I still get riders who are confused about Proposition 22. They want to do what's best for drivers, but believe the lies of Uber and Lyft. So they think, yes, on 22 is best. Let me tell you how the rider thinks, Rashim. The messages that the rider gets through their app, you have a driver app and a rider app, is if you do not back us, your rates might double. We may have to double your rates. So any guy that is every day spending $20 one way thinks, shit, I'm going to be paying $40 and I'm going to be paying $40 for the return. I'm going to be paying double the price each month on my transportation to work and back. And it works. They get the yes. It is easier to brainwash riders by telling them their rates double. He's done a great job of that, right? Remember when he said, no, you know, these are not drivers. We're not a transportation company. These people are individuals that are subcontracted to a technology, dismissing us, right? They will dismiss anyone, any truth very, very quickly by twisting it in a different direction. So this is how they sell riders. Your rates are going to double. Riders don't like that. They think the only way out is to obviously vote with them. Now, to show you what a day's work looks like, to make videos about all of these attorneys. 30 keywords, customized keywords for every single one. And this was done last night, right? Look at that. It adds up quickly. 12 searches on Alexandra Sepulveda. Within less than, because I released this late last night, so within less than 15 hours, already 12 searches. 12 searches on Michael Fang, 6 searches on Eva Crockfield, 8 searches on Samantha Say. It all adds up within 15 hours. So when you do 50 videos, and already in 15 hours you have 200 views, and watch how this is going to double or triple on Monday. You know why? Because my campaign that I did there, it's going to hit Uber. They're going to say, shit, this guy is bringing us the street battle. He's exposing, he's calling us disgraced attorneys, which they are, because they're not following the law, right? And they can sue me over that. I'll countersue them, just like the drivers countersued Uber for $260 million. I'm not afraid of these guys. I'm ready to brawl. So they can bring a lawsuit. I'll welcome that, because then I can file another lawsuit against them. I know how to play your game. I'll play it better. And guess what? We will win for 1/50th of the price. Go ahead. Spend your $220 million. Spend the money on all your attorneys. We are going to spend 1/50th, and we are going to win in the final round with a knockout. Right down in that last minute, we're going to knock these guys out, because this battle ain't over. 10 more days. 240 hours to go. 240 hours. In an hour from now, 239 hours. In a few hours, 235 hours. There's a countdown, because we're in the final 15th round, my friend. And I ask you, never, ever put your gloves down. Hold them up high, protect your face, and keep on clubbing relentlessly, right? The fittest, the strongest, the most street smartest is going to win this battle. Back into the room. Canadian Sabina Sacramento. I like it. Canadian Sabina Sacramento. Hello, everyone from Sacramento. Hope everyone is enjoying this Saturday. Well, I wish you and your family a fantastic Saturday and Sunday. I hope you have some really quality hours together with your fam. I'm not sure if you're going out to work, Sabina. If you're going out there, I just ask you to be safe, sanitize your car, wear those masks, right? Wear those masks, put those masks on your clothes if you go out, if you go shopping, and take good care of yourself. We want to see everyone here reunited in 2021 after a big victory or no. Dan says predatory abuse of people's hard-earned incomes and livelihoods never be allowed in America. Thank you. Amen. Amen to that, my brother. And for that, we stand up. If you think we're not making noise, you are mistaken, right? And where was this guy earlier on, this big mouth? He went very, very quiet, right? Where was this guy earlier on that I called out? He disappeared. He made a very, very big disappearing act. Thomas, thank you for those 2 amazing contributions, right? Where is Paul Martin? Put his little tail between his legs and he's left. Bring some good arguments, Paul, right? When you say you are dreaming, it means that's the language of surrender. That's the language that means, I don't think we can. I don't think we will. I don't think we will win. If I've already surrendered and say, well, we are dreaming. We are dreaming. No, we're not dreaming. This is real. I'm real. You here. We have real people. We're communicating. We're spreading the news. We are retweeting. We are, putting the links in Facebook. That's what we need to do. It's free marketing dollars, my friends. There's nothing easier to distribute or retweet free marketing dollars, right? Thank you for saying that, you and your family. Appreciate you, Sabina from Sacramento. Shout out to Sacramento up in the north. And I remember last week when the caravan took place, people were driving from San Diego through Orange County, through LA. People were joining, and the caravan was getting bigger and bigger. And then they drove up to Fresno, Bakersfield, and then they drove up to Sacramento, San Jose, and then to San Francisco. And then they made a hell of a lot of noise, because on that day, they went to battle with their big megaphones right in front of 1455 Market Street, right in front of the Lyft and Uber headquarters. They were making the noise. And guess what? Every news outlet, every TV man, every reporter was there. From Chicago to New York Times, to Reuters, to LA Times, to La Opinion, to San Francisco Chronicle, to the San Diego Tribune. They were all there reporting on that day. And how much did we spend on that marketing? We put in our time and effort to drive and our gasoline. Those were our advertising costs, right? Did we spend millions and millions and millions and millions on that campaign? No, we used street smarts. I think people need to go into the trenches of the YouTube channels. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. So you go into the trenches, you go into those feeds, you go into those Facebook feeds, and you mix it up, and you bring them the facts. I do that. I do that in bed. I do that in bed. I mix it up with them, right? I get in there, boom, 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 boom. Left jab, right hook, left jab, uppercut, boom, 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 boom. Facts, 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 facts. Educate people, because right now all they see is a $220 million war machine. And all that Californians are doing, they're bailing them out again and again and again. But like I said, they have all their patents and that registered offshore, paying zero into the system. They have the engineers in India not hiring people in the United States, right? They're using the bridges, the highways, the airports, the freeways, the roads. How much are they paying in? Zero. Quarter after quarter after quarter, loss after loss after loss, right? Not paying into the system. Every single time, California has to fit the bill. Jashawn Harris is in the house. Good, buddy. Now there we have a man on his way to get his own company. I've enjoyed the conversations with Jashawn Harris, right? Who says, listen, I'm working on specific things. I have a 6-month game plan. I'm going to be buying that car. I'm going to be applying for my private license. He's putting those monies aside, and he is on track to true freedom, right? And I'm proud that he took that step and had no fear and says, you know what? I need to become less reliable on Uber and Lyft. And it's okay. Maybe I work 20, 30% for Uber and Lyft, and then I work 70% for the Jashawn Harris limo company, right? Where I'm putting 100% in my car, where Jashawn Harris is the true independent contractor. And I want to support him on that journey. And you can text me as much as you want to. You can text me as many questions as you wish, right? Because I hope to give you feedback, help you, encourage you, show you how to get all that marketing ready. So when Jashawn is ready to roll, all of his marketing is set up. All of his paperwork is done. He's got his car, and he starts taking his private clients. I'm excited about that journey. And he says, thank you, my LLC was just approved yesterday. Whoop! That is a step into the right direction. And the way to go, limited liability corporation. So if anyone ever wants to sue you or whatever, you know what? Don't really, have limited liability. Can't really come after me for big money versus a corporation or an S corporation, right? So San Diego Rideshare Pro, do we support Jashawn Harris? And Jashawn Harris, you're talking to another guy right here, right? San Diego Rideshare Pro, who went from here to there to an Escalade and has got a lot of private clients. And, talk is cheap, but Thomas Gibson walks the walk and talks the talk and sends screenshots of $2,500, $2,800 per week, right? That's on top of his other job. So these are the type of people you want to hang out with, Jashawn. Go and subscribe to his channel, San Diego Right. You just click on him, subscribe, so you have a sort of a virtual relationship, and maybe one day you meet in person. And maybe one day, San Diego Rideshare Pro, maybe one day soon, we get back down to the spaghetti factory in San Diego in the Gaslamp district, and we have a huge bowl of pasta again together. Or maybe we hook up at Mastro's at Beverly Hills again and have a good steak. Although my wife won't approve a steak right now. She's got me on this healthy diet. I'm not allowed to eat meat, fish, or anything like that. I've lost a lot of weight. And she's turning me into a Viking. She wants me to be like Ragnarok. She wants me to have a six-pack. I'm getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you laugh, girl. Come over here. She's laughing. She tells me she wants me to have a six-pack again, like in my 20s. She sees the photos and she says, oh, Ragnarok, you used to look good when you were young. I got to get you trim again.
You still look good.
Nah, listen. Still going good. Dan says, thanks to the Prophet and all the drivers leading the charge in California, representing and helping drivers all across America. Thank you. And thank you to the people beyond the states of California, like Dan, that are supporting us, that are behind us, that are helping us get the message out. Thanks to people like Scott Tucker. Thanks to people like Journey with Jordan, right? Now, Journey with Jordan says rates for riders need to go way up. Well, that's the threat that Uber and Lyft have and send to riders. Oh, guess what? You don't vote with us, your rates are going to go up. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The whole exercise of Uber and Lyft is the race to the bottom. It's to discount and subsidize. Driver pass, discount, subsidize. Discount, discount, discount. To keep the rates rock bottom. Because what they do and how they succeed is they push taxi companies out of business. They've already pushed the biggest, another guy, the CEO of the Blue Shuttle here in California, pushed him out of business with his 500 shuttles, right? So it's not in their interest to raise the riders' rates because the riders could go elsewhere, right? It's in their interest to keep rock bottom rates. Pay themselves those supersonic salaries, declare to California that they're not making a profit, just loss after loss after loss, because they are discounting, subsidizing, discounting, subsidizing. The strategy by corporations, especially when these big bullies team up together and create these monopolies, they muscle all the small guys out of the business. Amazon does the same to the little retailer. There's no chance. You either join Amazon and you join that syndicate, or you drown. That's how business goes, my friends, unfortunately. Talking of Amazon, did I get a package? I did. I love my daily Amazon packages. I can't deny that. San Diego rideshare process, absolutely. Rashim says Uber and Lyft can just lower their 25% cut. Yeah, well, exactly. Take it back, like Dustin always says. Dustin always says, take it back to the 75-25. Drivers were smiling when they were making 75 and had their surges in peak hours, right? They were smiling. I remember one weekend at Coachella, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning, I'd made $4,500 because it was surging off the hook and I was getting a 75-25 split. $4,500 for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday morning. Good times. So what I did all day yesterday, here's the proofs in the pudding. Here they are. Dedicated videos to all of these attorneys, right? With the message no on Proposition 22. Short, powerful 2-minute videos appealing to Californians, showing Californians how they are mistreating us, showing Californians how they are bailing out, Uber. All of these little guys, look at that. That's a day's work. But I will guarantee you, come Monday morning, the emails are circulating at Uber headquarters. Dara Khosrowshahi is going to be contacted. Hey, he's bringing the street battle to us. Right? There it is. And if you're listening in, Dara Khosrowshahi, you owe me a lot of money. I sued you for over $1.1 million, right? It's time to pay up. You're doing a lot of damage to your company by the way you are circumventing the laws and getting yourself into lawsuit after lawsuit. We can help you. We can help you rebuild this company, but I think step numero uno is that the CEO has to step down. We need new leadership, right? We need people that are willing to work with the drivers, not this arrogant go it alone attitude, not this, hey, California, you will fund our bills. When I heard that these attorneys have set up a nonprofit, a legal identity within Uber. Listen to this, Laura. This came out yesterday. They set up a nonprofit, Uber. They sent out millions and millions of yes on Proposition 22 mailers, those big glossy mailers, right? They send it through the United States Postal Service, through this nonprofit. And you know who picked up the tab for it? California taxpayers paid for that campaign. Not Uber. Structured in such a way, and it blew up in their face. It's hitting them hard in media, wow. Right? And that's what they got busted. They got busted. Somebody went into the books, into the filings, and found out how that they were doing. Someone within the USPS system was a whistleblower and said, listen, California, you paying for their campaign. And now they're caught with their trousers down, with their boxes down, with their pants down, exposed. And they look like fools, right? Because Tony West thinks he can outsmart the system. Tony West thinks he can outsmart AB5. Well, buddy, you got slapped down royally in appeals court yesterday, right? And now your only hope, and they were on $200 million. They just put another $20 million. And when you're putting another 20 on top of $200 million, what does that tell you? They're worried. We're not quite there yet, so we have to spend another $20 million. And what we need to do is put another 100% of efforts into our social media efforts, right? At every corner, Joe Lovato, at every single corner, they try. But I tell you what, I think we're smarter. Not I'm necessarily think, that's a weak word. I know we're smarter. I know that if we bring the street battle to them, the social media battle to them, with all of these drivers in California, with all the support we're getting from neighboring states, we truly are an army of 4 to 5 million strong. I think we can make way more social media noise. Yes, they've outspent us 50-1, right? But they're making stupid mistakes. They did this thing through the Postal Service, blew up on them, right? They making TV ads where they say that these individuals are drivers, and it comes out they're not drivers, they're Hollywood paid actors. That makes them look like fools. So as long as we keep on educating California, as long as we keep on working towards the bell of the 15th round, as long as we keep on guarding our face and our body, gloves high, they can't hurt us. And we got to keep on clubbing, right? I'm telling you what, in these last 10 days, we have 240 hours left. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the biggest battle. I have 36 people in the house. I have 21 likes. Pump it up. Pump it up. Like Dustin says, hit that like button. Putting in my time, my hours, putting 10 hours of work yesterday so that we can win this battle. All I ask is take any of my videos, take any of those attorney videos that I made, retweet them, hashtag them, drop them into Facebook channels. Let's get the word out. The more, the merrier. The more, the stronger we are. The more we get into social media, the better chances we have of winning this battle. So Journey with Jordan says, Torsten, do you support drug testing of all Uber drivers? So I'll tell you, I have been subjected to many drug tests through the TCP, through the limo commission, right? Because if you're a limo driver, they call you up. You have 24 hours to show up at a drug station and you have to get tested, right? Never failed a drug test, never failed an alcohol test, right? I don't believe that across the board, my short and sweet answer to that is, I don't believe that every driver needs to be drug tested. What I believe is if you do random tests here and there, just pick out drivers, everybody will comply because your day of reckoning could come, right? You may have smoked a joint or had a big piss up in a brewery the day before, and the very next day you got to show up for the drug or alcohol test. So that puts you on alert. It doesn't mean that every Uber or Lyft driver has to be drug tested, but the fact that they do random drug testing is good enough, right? It keeps you clean. Because if I decide to have several glasses of wine because I want to have fun at a party, I can forget about going out driving that day or the next day because I might be called in for a drug test. But that stuff, you drink the water that very night, drink 5, 6 big glasses of water, right? You can show up fine for the alcohol test the next day. With marijuana and drugs, as those people told me, you know, if people are out there smoking a joint, that stuff will stay in your system for a few days. God forbid you get called in for a drug test because you might fail it, right? But my answer is no. I don't think that every Uber and Lyft driver has to now be subjected to a drug test. But random drug tests, whenever they call upon it, pretty smart idea. It works just as fine. So today, we're going to watch Borat, the second one, Shush Kamesh, high five, Borat, I like you, do you like me? Danan says, I was drug tested here in St. Louis for as required many years. Random tests were permitted at any time. You have humans beings in the backseat. Correct. You okay with that, right? So Ryan Lane's in the house. He goes, yikes. Yep. It is a big yikes. You're right. But I know. I get that request and they say, hey, I have an account over on Sepulveda. That's where I go for my drug test, my alcohol test. I've made a video about that in this channel, right? I made a video at that location. Hey guys, I'm here for my drug test. I've made a video about this and it's fine. If I get called on and they give me 24 or 48 hours to appear there, I got to just find the time and get down there, right? It's not too far away, 30, 40-minute drive. Nathan V60 says, do you really think passengers with bad... I want to understand your question because you say passengers with bad experiences. Do you mind telling me what you believe a bad experience is for a rider and how that will influence them? I'm not quite following your question, but I want to answer it. I want to answer that question. If you could help me a little bit, what do you mean by passengers with bad experiences will vote yes on 22? Give me a few examples. Jason Hong, Amazon Asian Jason checking in. Yes, how are you, my friend? I salute you. How are you, brother? Brother from another mother. Yes, you are. Glad. Are you staying safe, Jason? Everything good? How's the family? Wishing you an amazing weekend, my brother. Sanitize that car, wear those masks, have a nice healthy meal on me, do some stretches, stay healthy, because you are very important. Treat yourself. All good. That's great. That's good news. That is the answer I was looking for. Nathan says, such as a driver canceling a ride for trying to bring an open container of alcohol into the vehicle. Okay, so I understand your question now. So the scenario that you're running by me is you have a rider try to take some alcohol into the car. Driver denied him that trip because he said, listen, I can't take you. These are the laws. These are regulations. I have to cancel this trip. Rider is pissed. Well, he might be pissed already because he's been drinking, but he's even more pissed now because you've denied him. Look, they know at that moment they are in the wrong. They know it, right? So will they remember that incident when they go to the vote? It very may well be that he or she might want to retaliate against drivers and say, F it, I'm going to vote yes, because that one MF denied me getting into the car because I had a small little bottle of tequila, or I had a vodka orange mixed in my Coke can. And he smelt it and he kicked me out. Does that possibility exist? Yes. If a rider has had multiple bad experiences, which obviously they've brought upon themselves, right, with a driver, yes, the likelihood is that they would vote yes on 22 and retaliate against drivers. It's just how the psychology works, right? So Joe Levada says they don't understand why MAD got involved. Now, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, I think the institution as it stands is a great institution, right? But when these institutions like the NAACP, like MAD, MADD, and their presidents, what's her name, Whitty, Helen Whitty is the president of MAD. Amy Alice Huffman is the president of California NAACP. When they take these big bribes, these big checks from Uber and Lyft, there's a lot of money. NAACP took $1.2 million, and MAD apparently took upwards $80,000 into their back pockets, right? So that they, the gig companies, can buy their vote and use their platform to reach mothers or reach African Americans. I think that is where I lose a lot of respect for the organization. But what they stand for, face value, I think is amazing. I think what MADD stands for is amazing. But they need a new president. They need to kick that Whitty out, because she basically sold her company to Uber, right? She sold her platform to Uber. Kick her out. And the same with Huffman at the NAACP. They don't need rotten apples like that. Kick them out. Bring in people that really want to work for the NAACP, what it stands for, that really want to work for MADD and not accept bribes, backdoor offers to buy their vote. But you know, money talks. It lures you in. It's like an evil thing, right? Here, I'm going to flash you some cash, right? Hey, you know what? Mrs. Whitty? Mrs. Huffman? Let's have lunch. And by the way, I brought you some cash. Right? Just accept it. Here, take this money, this big wad of money, take it, and by the way, I need your vote. I need your platform, right? Please, lend your vote to us. Let us buy you. That's shameful. Shame on Whitty. Shame on Huffman for selling out. It's basically like whoring yourself out, taking money. Sorry to say it. Round 15. Keep those gloves high and keep on pounding. Boom, boom, boom. Combinations. Do not let your guard down. Get into the trenches. Get into the social media. Bring the battle to them. Canadian Sabina, and this is from a lady. Thank you for saying that. And Sabina, in no way or fashion am I being disrespectful to a woman. Okay, I'm not. I never will be disrespectful to a woman. I just do not like the fact that she could be bought and that other lady allowed money to go into her bank account so she could sacrifice her platform and sacrifice those true mothers that are against drunk drivers. So Canadian Sabina Sacramento says, I totally agree with you. Kick her out. Kick her out and find a better substitute with a clean record and keep the organization going, right? Because the organization, what it stands for, what the NAACP stands for, what MADD stands for, is solid. But it shouldn't be ruled or governed by a couple of rotten apples that are selling out to these guys. Hey, you can buy my vote. It's just all a mention. It's all a matter of opening up your wallet and getting out those greenbacks, right? Start pulling out those dollar notes because I'm purchasable. I'm buyable. You can buy my vote. It's wrong. It's wrong. Yesterday, Joe Lovato, there was a guy on Wall Street, a whistleblower, got the highest settlement ever, a whistleblower, for exposing the corruption. Like Joey Lovato says, kick them out and expose their corruption. There was a guy, they can't mention his name. They cannot talk about the company, but he exposed them and the government paid him what? New York, the attorney generals there paid him $114 million. $114 million for blowing the whistle, the whistleblower. That company did that, and that, and is hurting them, and them. Thank you. Thank you for that information. $114 million. It was double the amount of the highest whistleblower payout in history, which was $60 million. The guy got $114 million for exposing a big, corrupt corporate ring. Good for him. Good for him. He's set for life. It's a lot you can do for $114 million. And hopefully there are some brave hearts at Uber and Lyft that are willing to blow the whistle and truly speak about Dara Khosrowshahi, Logan Green, John Zimmer, and these investors, what they're up to. Bring us the dirt. Let's hang that dirty laundry out in the open, in the public open, and let people decide. Let California decide. Thank you.
We're doing arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts now. Danny is doing arts and crafts. Okay, we got a whole bunch of shirts. This looks like tie-dye time. Is that correct?
Halloween painting shirt.
Painting shirts time?
Yes.
How are you going to paint a shirt? Because it's one wash and it's all back out again.
Nope, we have a marker.
Okay, so there's a whole factory being set up here behind these computers and screens with a tons of orange shirts, a lot of paints, crafts. By judging by the color, I think they're getting ready for Halloween. It's something that my wife does. She gets ready 60 days before the frickin' event. December Christmas is on the 25th of December. Mark my words. Once Halloween is over, she will have the Christmas decorations out.
Why not?
Drives me nuts.
Why not?
I say, you know what? 30 days is fine. Start on the 1st of December. No. These guys here, they start on the 1st of November.
Yes.
Noah Amrani, salam, brother. Salam to you, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope your family is doing good, my friend. Abstract Echo, Jimmy, hi, everyone. I'm late to the party, but better late than never. And Jimmy's always at our party. And Jimmy also has his gloves up high. Drivers, let's get ready to rumble. 15th round, Jimmy. 15th round, Noah. We can do it. We can do it. France Murphy, live in Chicago. Shout out to the, what's it, the 312 code? What's the Chicago code? Great city, good people, good food, real people. Chicago, shout out. Is it cold over there, France? I mean, what do we have here in Cali? Oh, there's my son. Hello, amigo.
What's up?
What's up? Are we ready for Borat? Are we going to do the Borat thing?
We have to do Borat 1 before
Ryan said that he talked to you about doing it tomorrow, right?
Okay, I'm fine today or tomorrow.
Wait, but did Ryan actually tell you that, though?
No, yeah. I made the invite. Do you want to do it on Saturday?
Ryan told me last night.
No,
Ryan want to do it today.
Ryan wanted to see Borat 1 first, and then we watch Borat 2.
I don't think he should have that much Borat within 2 days.
Sweetheart. Ryan is Ryan and Dylan is Dylan. Right?
Agreeing with me.
If Ryan, you guys and I, we've watched 3 movies back to back till 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean,
I'm just saying he should enjoy the first one.
Well, we cool it. We'll do Borat 1 and then we'll do Borat 2. There's nothing wrong with doing Borat 1, get it out of the way, and then we watch Borat 2.
Maybe next week.
All right, it's up to Ryan.
We'll talk later.
But can we do the second one tonight?
Why not? 1
Because
second.
we're doing the first one. My kids haven't.
Well,
even
we'll just
seen
do
the
1 and
first
2,
one.
man. I mean, we
Well,
can do other things tomorrow.
Okay, you and Dylan can watch, and the rest of us will leave. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. We haven't seen one.
Okay, when is put it this way, when is the best time for you to come over?
Tonight, I
Okay,
guess.
send me some times. I'm in a live feed right now.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes, I am. Oh, you are? Yeah, so, Dylan doesn't like live feeds. Okay, I know Ryan likes live feeds,
Yes, he does.
but,
Okay, wait, can we do like, Mom, what time would work best for you to take us there? Like tonight or what? What time, Mom?
Dylan, can we talk
I'll
after
text
this
you, yeah.
after this feed? Okay, love you.
Yeah.
Love you, bye. All right, kids and lots of kids and everybody, like group decisions, you got movies, you got everybody has their interest. You know what it's like. Anybody that has a family, there's a lot of different opinion points going around. Cool. Franz says the 312, correct, 630, 708, and 49 degrees. Ouch, 49. What can I offer you, Franz? I can offer you 61 in Johannesburg, South Africa, 61 in Cape Town, South Africa, 70 in Long Beach, 66 in Calabasas, right? 84 in Palm Springs, 66 in Santa Monica, and 57 in Düsseldorf, Germany, and 68 in Malibu, California, 64 in Bryce Canyon, Utah, 68 in Springdale, Utah, 68 in New York, New York. So 49, my friend, you win. That's the lowest temperature so far. Sorry, rather go back to Holland. Je komt van die Holland, je komt from Holland, waar? From Zandvoort, from Rotterdam, from Amsterdam, waar van Holland kom je? Huge fan of Holland here, huge. Die lekker lewe in die Nederlands, baie goed. Baie goed. Den Haag, stunning. 68 in Glendora, California. Thanks for that update, Joe Lovato. 68 is impressive. 68 is impressive. All right, my friends, we're on the one. Those Uber attorney videos on Monday morning, because watch these watch these numbers fly. Watch these numbers fly. Come. This Torsten Kuhn at Rideshare Professor, he's sticking it to us on the street. Yes, we are. I'm going to have a lot of other surprises for you, Dara. I have a lot of other surprises for Brendan Heron, for Michael Fang, for Alexandra Sapova. Got a lot of other beautiful surprises for you guys lined up in the next 10 days, a special for Randall Heimovicki. Hold your horses, buckle up, my friends. Right? Rashim says, Joey, we're neighbors. That's cool. Woke up to 28 degrees. Oh, my Lord, that's cold. That just scares me, those types. 69 in San Dimas. 28 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. That's the lowest so far. Ouch, that is cold. Oof. I think we need to send them some California sunshine. Palm Springs, 85 today. Palm Springs, 85 in Palm Springs. Jimmy says, I got hypothermia just reading Sabina's post. St. Louis, Missouri. Tonight, 19 in Salt Lake City. Holy mackerel. How much in St. Louis, Missouri? What are we talking temperature-wise? Ay. Any drivers on the South Pole? Any drivers in Antarctica? Any drivers in Anchorage, Alaska? What do you have? Any drivers in Siberia? Very cold there right now. No, I'm just texting.
Oh, finish your live feed and then let's talk.
Hey, why don't we do 2 tonight at 7 p.m. and then we do some of those other movies before, and I don't care about the other schedule. If I get them tonight, I get them tonight. Take what I can. Can we just pump up the likes, please? Santa moving to Jamaica due to global warming. Yeah, Santa Claus is looking for some warmer shores and some warmer islands. He doesn't want to deliver presents in 28 Fahrenheit weather. Doesn't like that. The reindeer don't dig that type of weather. Listen, I tell you why it's close. Because they had spent 200 million, and yesterday it was announced they were up to 220 million. That means they're scared. That means we are outgunning them on social media. Morris Cedillo, GOAT, greatest of all time, drivers. You got it, my friend. Let's send a herd of 2 million goats and take a crap in front of 1455 Market Street. Let's shut that Market Street down. Let's send in the goats. Whatever we have to do, send in the goats, the drivers, the cars. But you know what? Only when the bell goes after that 15th round will we know if we're victorious. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is keep the gloves high and keep on going, whatever you have to do. So Canadian Sabina says, now you guys know why I left Winnipeg 18 years ago. This Canadian does miss the freezing temperatures. Look, Sabina, I'm sure that the freezing Canadian winters, I'm sure all of that is fine for 2 to 4 weeks. But I could not survive there 12 months around the clock if it's freezing cold. And I'm sure your winters are cold and you have great summers as well. You know what I mean? But she says she misses the freezing temperatures. I don't miss the freezing temperatures. I think it's one of the biggest reasons why I left Europe. Man, those winters would become cold. Dein Deutsch ist sehr gut, wunderschön. Du sprichst auch Deutsch? Bist du in Deutschland geboren oder wo bist du geboren, Sabine? How cool. Never realized. Got a Canadian here supporting us who speaks German. Das ist wunderbar. Sehr, sehr gut. Ba, 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 ba. Rock the drive, right, share, vote, says Dan, and rock it hard. Rock it hard, guys. Dennis Torres, another true brawler from Long Beach City. We need him in the house. LBC! Yeah, we'll figure it out, Laura. We don't have to have like battles over Borat. They're fighting on Borat 1 or Borat 2, whatever. We have to have battles over Borat. How much longer? Another 6 hours, honey. I'm doing another 6-hour live feed. It's going to be the second longest live feed. She's pouring water there. She's pouring water. Don't want you guys to think it's something else. Do you mind filling up my tank here with agua, por favor? I need my big... Ja, ja, wunderbar. Alles ist gut. She can speak a little bit of German. good not driving. I'm sure they pay well. Where is that Chevron refinery? Which one are we talking about? Is that in Houston, Texas, or Long Beach, California? Oh, Salt Lake City, Utah. Cool, beautiful city. Thank you. All right. We're going to wind it down. We're on the 1 hour 15 mark. That was great. What a productive session. All those nut-tonies. Allow me just to call them out by name one more time, right? Just allow me to call them out one last, misclassifying us, these attorneys who don't abide by the law, these attorneys who work under the umbrella of Tony West. It says we're reconnecting. Am I still live? How's the signal? How is the signal? Oh, should be fine. So cool, we have 32 likes. I'm going to give these attorneys one last shout out, and it's not a positive shout out, right? I'm not empowering you here. I'm showing how disgraced you are and what we think about you. Sejal Shah, Tony West, Matt Capers, who sounds like a Dutch guy, Stefan Vital, Juan Valdiviso, Amos Davis, Simi Reyna, Katie Weitzman. I have some special surprises ready for you because you're one of the attorneys screwing me over and dicking me around. You know exactly what you did. Lex Sorakov, Brendan Heron, Alexandra Sepulveda, Michael Fang, Irva Cockfield, Samantha Say, Diva Mattal, Angela Corridon, Marion Demeslon, I believe she's overseas, Amy Kari, Jason Birch, Caitlin Yates, Claire Flor Egan, Anna Dahlgren, Joshua Volkamir, Randall Heimovicki. I've got some very special surprises for you in the next month or two. You know what you did. I don't forget. Roxanne Iran, Jane Lee, Lisa Tsay, Emily Schumann Smith. So there, I gave them all a shout out. It was not a positive shout out. It was the disgraced shout out. All righty. Bum smack DC. Khabib chokes out Gaethje in second round. Is that your prediction, or can I ask you, has that fight already taken place? Let me just check up. Is that your prediction, or is that what happened in real life? Because I want to watch that. Wow. You're right, brother. Bum smack. Just ended. Oh, my Lord. And you watched it? Good for you. I mean, I don't know how you're going to handle Khabib with that guy's wrestling style. I mean, God forbid you slip or fall or he gets you down. It's game over. Only chance that Gaethje had was to knock him out with a good punch, with a good right or uppercut. But once Khabib's got you on the ground, it's game over. So second round, wow. Wow, second round, 1 minute 34 in. And his record remains 29-0. And then Robert Whittaker went all the way. That was a decision in the heavyweight. Alexander Volkov beat Walt Harris. Hey, thank you for that update, Bum Smack. For all the UFC fans. That footage will be online, you know, I would say in a few hours. A lot of people would have uploaded that, so I'm going to go and watch that now. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's good side news. That's good side news. That's nice. Because here I'm in my brain. I thought this is on tonight. They were obviously fighting, what, 8-9 hours ahead? What city were they fighting in? Flash forum. Where is the Flash forum? Where is the Flash forum? Is that on Yas Island? Oh, in Abu Dhabi, right? Was that fight in Abu Dhabi? What's the time difference? Yeah, I don't know who's going to stop that guy. I don't know who's going to stop that guy. Warrior City says, but I do DoorDash after work for 2 hours. Cool. That must be nice to switch off. You know, you've done hard work at the refinery and then get a little bit of time to switch off. All right. We're in 122. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the show. So, Sabina, Sacramento, any updates on Potter Handy? All the lawsuits are moving extremely slow, like a glacier, but it's moving forward, right? And it's just the way Uber buys time. So the attorneys send their subpoenas, the request for the request for admissions, the interrogatories, try to set up all these ways to get discovery. And what Uber does is they just buy time, so it moves slowly. And then they have to file a motion to compel, to move them along. They're trying to push. The good thing here is, Sabina and all of those people that filed before November, you're good. Good. Your cases will be heard. So even if there's a yes on 22 in November, all the cases that are in right now will be heard because it's basically what laws were in affect your arbitration or your case. It's just moving extremely slow. And I got an update from Mark Potter, the heavy hitter, and Tim Stockton, the two main guys, about a week ago. And they just said, listen, we're going after them. We want all the information. We've sent out the subpoenas. But Uber knows how to stall. They know how to play the long. It's in the legal world, they call it the long game, right? Get smacked down in lower court. Then they get smacked down in higher court. Then they push it to appeals court. And they could even push it to the California Supreme Court. They know how to play the long game, right? And the other problem is, you know, because the courts are moving so slowly because of the pandemic, there's a massive, massive, massive backlog. I filed a lawsuit in February, March 2020, and I only got my hearing like in August. Cool. All right. Glad. You're still in the mix. And I want you to see the money. Money, money, money isn't funny in the Canadian Sacramento world. All right, Jimmy. When a company stalls during a lawsuit, that means that they know they're wrong. That's pretty much it. You know, it's by time. We know we're wrong. It's by time. We know we're wrong. It's by time. Donnie here. Well, let's surprise him. Wicked hustle guy.
Hello.
Is it the wicked hustle guy?
Oh, what's going on, Torsten? How you doing, man?
Good. I want to introduce everyone and in the live feed that doesn't know the WHG, the Wicked Hustle Guy. Go and look him up on YouTube. We have you live, brother. How are you?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad. How you doing, brother?
How's that? I put you on the spot. Don't you like that?
Yeah, you totally put me on this spot, guy.
Good, good. Are you working right now, or what are you doing?
No, I was just about to go out driving, but you know, it's like almost 3, so it's like such a nice show out there.
Okay. Well, keep the videos coming, and then I'll have a conversation with you on how to really, really push some traffic. You're going to love the idea.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And for that, you're going to actually have to set up a separate YouTube channel. You have your main one, and then set up another sort of a very broad YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'll show you what to do.
Okay.
Cool. Look forward to the conversation. So everybody say good night to the WHG is out there. Enjoy your Saturday, my friend.
Oh, thank you, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And go out there, subscribe to him, Wicked Hustle Guy. He just launched his channel, and subscribe to him. Drivers support riders. Cool. All right. It says my connection is unstable. I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy weekend. Happy Sunday. Stay safe. Sanitize your cars. Make sure we are all wearing our masks if we're out and about. And let's work together and get this under control. Thank you, everyone. Be well. Happy weekend.